Baseball has a way of silencing every conversation with just one swing. For days, fans had been asking the same question. Had Shohei Ohtani finally cooled off? The home runs had disappeared, the timing looked slightly off, and every quiet game only fueled more speculation across Major League Baseball. Analysts debated whether opposing pitchers had finally discovered a weakness. Social media exploded with opinions, while critics wondered if the relentless pressure of carrying the Dodgers' offense was beginning to take its toll. But inside the Dodgers clubhouse, nobody panicked. They knew something the rest of the baseball world often forgets. Great players don't stay quiet forever, and when Shohei Ohtani responds, he usually does it in spectacular fashion. On a warm evening at Dodger Stadium against the Seattle Mariners, thousands of fans filled the ballpark hoping to witness something special. The Dodgers had been searching for offensive consistency, and after a difficult stretch following the All-Star break, they needed their biggest superstar to set the tone once again. There was no better opportunity than the very first inning. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Dynamic Baseball, turn on notifications, and never miss the biggest MLB stories, legendary home runs, and unforgettable Shohei Ohtani moments. Every week, we bring you premium baseball documentaries covering the biggest moments from around the league. As the game began, Ohtani confidently walked toward the batter's box in his familiar leadoff position. The atmosphere inside Dodger Stadium immediately changed. Fans stood with their phones ready. The Mariners knew exactly who they were facing. Seattle starter Luis Castillo has spent years establishing himself as one of baseball's most respected pitchers. His combination of velocity, movement, and command has frustrated countless hitters throughout his career. Against most players, Castillo attacks with confidence. Against Shohei Ohtani, every pitch carries risk. Castillo received the sign from his catcher, took a deep breath, and delivered his first competitive pitch of the night. Ohtani never looked rushed. His eyes tracked the baseball from the moment it left Castillo's hand. Then came the swing. Crack. The sound echoed throughout Dodger Stadium before anyone even looked toward the outfield. Every baseball fan recognizes that sound. Perfect contact. The baseball exploded off Ohtani's bat and climbed high into the California night sky. The center fielder barely moved. The pitcher simply turned and watched. The crowd rose almost instantly. Seconds later, the ball disappeared over the center field wall. Leadoff home run. Just like that, every question surrounding Ohtani's recent slump disappeared. The stadium erupted into deafening cheers as fireworks exploded beyond the outfield, and Ohtani calmly rounded the bases with his trademark composure. His teammates waited at home plate with smiles across their faces. The Dodgers had their spark. The television broadcast captured fans hugging complete strangers while children pointed excitedly toward the outfield. The commentators couldn't hide their excitement. Shohei Ohtani wastes absolutely no time. A leadoff home run to begin the game. That's exactly what the Dodgers needed. It wasn't just another home run. It was a reminder, no matter how many questions surround Shohei Ohtani, he only needs one swing to answer every single one. The blast immediately shifted momentum toward Los Angeles and forced Seattle to completely rethink its strategy. Pitching aggressively to Ohtani suddenly looked like a dangerous gamble. From that point forward, every pitch became more cautious. The Mariners avoided leaving fastballs over the heart of the plate, mixing sliders, change-ups, and breaking balls designed to keep Ohtani off balance. That's one of the biggest challenges Ohtani creates for opposing teams. He doesn't only change the scoreboard. He changes the way pitchers attack the entire Dodgers lineup. Whenever Ohtani reaches base or drives the ball with authority, hitters behind him begin seeing different pitches as well. The pressure spreads throughout the defense, forcing mistakes that don't always appear in the box score. Even after his leadoff homer, Ohtani never looked satisfied. Every at-bat carried the same focus. Every swing reflected the discipline that has made him one of baseball's most complete players. While fans admire his incredible power, what often goes unnoticed is his preparation. Ohtani studies opposing pitchers relentlessly. He recognizes pitch sequences. He adjusts his timing. He understands how pitchers try to exploit weaknesses, and he constantly evolves to stay one step ahead. That's why even during difficult stretches, the Dodgers never lose confidence in him. They know his adjustments are always coming. As the game continued, Seattle became increasingly careful whenever Ohtani stepped into the batter's box. Walking him was becoming a safer option than giving him another opportunity to change the game with one swing. But what the Mariners didn't realize, Ohtani wasn't finished. The biggest moments of his night were still ahead. And before the final out was recorded, he would once again prove why he remains one of the most feared hitters in Major League Baseball pros. As the game moved into the middle innings, Seattle's approach became crystal clear. They were no longer interested in challenging Shohei Ohtani with pitches over the heart of the plate. Every sequence was carefully designed to keep him off balance. Fastballs were elevated above the strike zone, sliders broke away from his bat path, and changeups were used to disrupt his timing. It was the kind of strategy every team eventually adopts when facing one of baseball's most dangerous hitters. But great hitters don't always beat you with home runs. Sometimes, they beat you with patience. Sometimes, they beat you by taking what the defense gives them. And on this night, Ohtani showed exactly why he is considered one of the most complete players in Major League Baseball. Following his leadoff home run, the Mariners became increasingly cautious. In one key situation, they chose to pitch around him rather than risk another extra base hit. It was a sign of respect, but it also showed the pressure Ohtani places on opposing teams every time he steps into the batter's box. Later in the game, with the Dodgers needing a clutch hit, Ohtani stepped in once again. Instead of trying to hit another towering home run, he stayed patient, waited for the right pitch, and lined a sharp RBI single into the outfield. It wasn't the loudest swing of the night, but it was exactly what Los Angeles needed. Championship players understand the situation. Sometimes the smartest swing is more valuable than the hardest one. That RBI kept the Dodgers within striking distance and reminded everyone that Ohtani's value extends far beyond his incredible power. His ability to adjust during an at-bat, recognize pitches, and deliver in crucial moments makes him one of the most complete offensive players in baseball today. As the innings passed, Seattle's bullpen managed to hold on to its lead, but the Dodgers refused to quit. Heading into the ninth inning, Los Angeles found itself trailing by 2 runs. The atmosphere inside Dodger Stadium became tense. Fans stayed on their feet, believing one final rally was still possible. Once again, all eyes turned toward number 17. With a runner on base and the pressure at its highest, Ohtani delivered again. He drove a ball deep into the gap for a clutch double, bringing home another run and cutting the deficit to just 1. The stadium suddenly came alive as Dodgers fans sensed the comeback was within reach. Ohtani stood on second base, clapping his hands and urging his teammates to keep fighting. The momentum had shifted. The winning run was now within reach. Unfortunately for Los Angeles, the comeback stopped there. The remaining hitters were unable to deliver the final hit needed to bring Ohtani home, and the Mariners escaped with a hard-fought 7-6 victory. Despite the loss, one player walked off the field having answered every question surrounding his recent form. Shohei Ohtani finished the night with 3 hits, including a leadoff home run, a double, 3 RBIs, and another reminder of why he remains one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Dynamic Baseball, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next MLB story.